No one in the right frame of mind can deny the fact that Mothra, our very own queen of the monsters, is one of the most influential fictional titans to have ever graced the silver screen. She is unquestionably one of the most iconic and popular kaijus, only second to Godzilla and Kong, who are basically the two founding fathers of modern-day monster movies. If we talk about the Japanese market, some would even say that Mothra is probably on the same level as the Big G himself in terms of popularity. She is also the only other kaiju apart from Godzilla and Kong to get an entire dedicated standalone movie series. When I was a kid, I really didn't understand the nuance and depth of the character, and I remember getting really pissed off by the fact that my favorite kaiju, Godzilla, would get beat up by a freaking oversized moth. Speaking of which, I would like to inform you that Mothra is literally the only character in the entire world which holds the unique achievement of defeating the king of the monsters, Godzilla, not just once but twice. But after following Toho movies for a while, I eventually realized that Mothra is actually much more than just your regular kaiju. She is basically a goddess, a celestial entity, and most importantly an ancient guardian of Mother Earth. If King Ghidorah stands for darkness and fear, Rodan stands for fire and rage, Godzilla stands for strength and protection, then Mothra basically stands for light, peace and harmony. She is a completely benevolent and merciful being, sent to selflessly battle against all evils for good and to defend those who are weaker than her, even when undeserving, showcasing the true glory of power. She is the one kaiju who was not created from a natural disaster or from beneath the earth. She is also not powered by some radioactive hollow earth energy. She was always present, watching and waiting for the moment she is needed to defend us from invaders or ourselves, warning us of our perils. I am sorry, Godzilla and Kong, but Mothra is the absolute undisputed perfect ideal titan you can think of. She is beautiful, graceful, pure of heart, but at the same time she can be fierce, deadly, and a larger-than-life force of nature whenever the world needs her to be. For the sake of comparison, I would say if Godzilla is Superman and Kong is Batman, Mothra is basically like the Amazonian princess Wonder Woman. According to my observation, her powers are vastly undermined by modern audiences just because she has a considerably smaller size and body structure in comparison to some of the others within the same universe. Well, if you are one of them, I am sorry to inform you, but you really could not be any more wrong. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Mothra, even to this day after all these years, remains the only kaiju to defeat the Big G on multiple occasions. While she may or may not be physically as powerful and strong as the Big G, she is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, is way more stronger spiritually and mentally than any other titan on the planet. In the final battle of King of the Monsters 2019, Mothra literally sacrificed her life to protect Godzilla. She used her life force to basically power up Godzilla and transform him into his evolved version. So, this alone should give you a small sense of her powers and her immense mental strength. The fact that she could act so selflessly despite being in unfathomable agony the whole time is testimony to the fact that she is unquestionably the toughest kaiju to ever exist. As a matter of fact, she actually has a wide range of powers and abilities, including a few which has not yet been showcased on the big screen so far. In fact, she has so many different unique abilities and powers that if I try to explain each and every one of them to you, this video would end up being at least 30 minutes long. However, I am going to talk about some of her most notable powers, which I am sure would literally blow your mind away. To start off, Mothra literally possesses the power to create a large-scale hurricane storm by simply flapping her wings. Another one of her most special abilities is that she can create a pressure field which can act as a defensive shield which can withstand the power of at least 5 atomic breaths combined into one. She can do that by releasing scales from her wings which can converge to form some kind of a 3-dimensional mirror, which is basically the shield I was talking about. She can transform into a special version of herself which is known as Aqua Mothra, which enables her to swim and even travel underwater. She also has the ability to disintegrate her body into smaller clones, which allows her to perform multiple tasks at once and also enter into the enemy's bloodstream to destroy it on a cellular level. She even has the ability to travel at hypersonic speeds, almost at 100 times the speed of sound, which is absolutely crazy to think about. Mothra, just like Spider-Man, can produce webbing which enables her to trap her enemies, something which we saw during her most recent appearance in Godzilla x Kong. However, the most impressive speciality of the Queen of the Monsters, which sets her apart from everyone else, is the fact that she is basically immortal. Mothra is literally an immortal goddess, just like a phoenix. Despite having experienced death on multiple occasions, Mothra is always reincarnated and comes back to life. As a matter of fact, Mothra's life is said to be a cycle. She hatches an egg, enters her cocoon, emerges, lays an egg, dies, and is reborn once again. So, this is basically how she came back to life in the new empire after her death in King of the Monsters. Now, coming to the Monsterverse, apart from Godzilla and Kong, who are basically the poster boys of the franchise, Mothra has appeared in most number of movies, with her most recent appearance in Godzilla x Kong, which came out just a couple of months ago. Speaking from a purely personal standpoint, even though she had just a brief little screen time in King of the Monsters, she managed to leave the strongest impression on me out of all the 4 monsters in that movie. In King of the Monsters, Mothra was able to epitomize the notion of being a queen in the true sense of the word by being kind and benevolent, but at the same time she was also lethal and threatening whenever necessary. She almost felt like an angel when she flaps her massive wings, basking in that divine blue glow which literally made her feel like a living representation of hope and serenity. I think the best part about her is that, besides her beauty and majesty of course, she showed absolutely no fear in the face of certain death. During the final act of the movie, Rodan mortally wounded her, but she still refused to stay down despite writhing in so much pain and agony, which was one of the most wholesome and emotional moments within the Monsterverse so far. So, all things considered, she probably has the most emotional and philosophically deep story arcs among every other Titan within the franchise. That makes Mothra, the Queen of the Monsters, the perfect candidate to get a solo project entirely dedicated to her. What are your thoughts on the portrayal of Mothra by Legendary Studios? And is she one of your favorite kaijus? Let me know in the comments down below. And please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.